So I'm trying out a new gadget. Mrs. Drago, one of my good friends, um, suggested I get this tripod selfie light situation, and I'm thrilled with it. This is going to be a game changer, and I'm sure Dan's going to love not having to have to be my cameraman anymore. Um, so when it comes to books in the house, I personally, about 5 or so years ago, I made a New Year's resolution to start reading again. And that went crazy. And I became an avid reader again, which I hadn't been for several years. And as a result, every single year I make it my New Year's resolution to continue to keep reading. And so, how I do that is I keep the book that I'm currently reading on my nightstand and the book I want to read after. And then I always make sure to have at least a good amount of books in our house for me to continually keep grabbing for. So I'm not always kind of having to rush out and buy books. Plus, they are great Christmas gift ideas. My girlfriend Kayla and my sister-in-law actually got me on this app called Goodreads, and you can put the books that you've read, you can rate them, it can give you suggested books, and then books you want to read, and you can add friends on there. So like I can see my friends, they can see mine, and so it's a great way to see what they want and for cheap and quick Christmas gifts. You always get the person who's like, what do you want? And I'm always just like, just give me a book. Like, I'll read it. Just, I might not read it right away, but I'll read it at some point. So yeah, always have a surplus. But so Dan and I just got our floors redone, as I mentioned in a few videos now. And so when we went to do the floors, I was adamant that I did not want to clean every single item on our bookshelves. So I completely removed everything and started from scratch. And as such, I am now sharing with you how I put together bookshelves. Now, obviously you can put books on coffee tables, on end tables, all of that, several other places, your desk, yada, yada, yada. I personally only keep mine on my nightstand and on our bookshelves. If you have ideas, but you don't know how to execute them, or you want some suggestions for your coffee tables or end tables, I am more than willing to help. Just comment below and I am available. But so when it came to my bookshelves here, I do the rainbow method. Now, if it was for a kid's bedroom, I would do red, orange, yellow, everything in a line, because that's how kids learn. But because of the fact that I am not a kid, Dan is not a kid, and I don't like to have that much color coordination when it comes to our bookshelves, I went for something slightly similar but different. So I took everything off and I put everything into piles for color coordination. Now, I personally am someone, I like to see the spines. I know there are trends where you put the spines in and you only see the pages, or you put book sleeves on them so they're all the same color and all of that. Not me. I also know that there are several people out there who like minimalism, or having very little on a bookshelf and having lots of space. I personally am not one of those people either. I am, when it comes to everything else in our home, I like organization, neatness, clean lines. But when it comes to our bookshelves in our family living room, I want it to feel cozy and I want it to feel like we're home. So the way that I achieve that is, after putting everything in color coordination, say for example, there are 10 red books. As you can see, we have several built-in bookshelves. Now, this used to be a handrail, and I believe it was like 1 or 2 owners before us turned them into built-in bookshelves. And I'm so glad we did, because the storage is awesome. But so because we have so many, instead of keeping all of the red books together, I separated them out, some on the right bookshelves, some on the left. I also did not keep them in one line. So I didn't go through and say, okay, red's only going to be on the top. No, I staggered them, because visually, when you're on our couch, which is quite large and fills up most of the living room, it's nice to see the overall picture and not just red, yellows, greens, you know, very organized, but a little bit too anal for my taste. But so yeah, so I went ahead and separated all the books out and then staggered them. Some reds here, some reds there, diagonals, you know, different shelves, some horizontal, some vertical, depending on if they were thicker, coffee table books, decorative books, things like that. And then after I did that, I laid out all of our mementos. So as I said before, I like this to feel cozy and homey. And so the way that I do that is through picture frames and through mementos. So things that I've collected throughout my childhood, Dan has collected, precious moments and memories with our friends. So I laid those all out and then I started filling them in. So if, say for example, a shelf had reds and white books, I would go through and try and find photos that had greens, blues, maybe a gold frame, something to fill in the rest of the color. Then go on through the rest of the shelves. When it comes to picture frames, for me personally, when I find a picture frame that I like, I'll either get one of them if I know, for example, it's a wood-toned picture frame or a black. Those can easily be created into a theme with other picture frames. Blacks are really easy to find and you can do different shapes, styles. Same with wood. If you have a walnut or an ash, same thing. You can mix and match those wood tones. Or if it's a frame I really love, I'll get two of. So if it's a brushed silver or something with a unique detail on it, I'll get two of them, and then same thing, I'll space them out. So then it gives you this uniform look, but also it's funky and random because they're not all exactly the same and they're not placed the same, but when you're visually seeing it from a distance, there is some uniformity there. So I'm also someone who doesn't mind on bookshelves having them be kind of stuffed. I feel like it makes the room feel cozier and more welcoming because there's so much on the shelves that show who we are and what our life is like. So you can kind of see a little bit behind me here. I have some of our books. I have one of my souvenir mason jars that I've done a video on before, photos. There's also Dan's old baseball glove that I have. I'll show you some photos at the end of this up close. But another tip that I would say when you're decorating, don't go rushing through it. If you have a couple of things like I have here, for example, that I liked the look of, but I have a gap there because I'm not quite sure what I want to do next. Do I want to do books? If so, I'm needing to read more before I fill that in. If I'm wanting to do another decorative item, I don't have many more that I want to put there, so I'm waiting. It's okay to not have something completely finished, because if you rush through this decorative process in your home, you're going to end up purchasing things that are cheaply done, that are not your style, or that you're going to end up replacing once you do find that item that you like. So take your time. It's a process. I mean, right now, for a great example, Dan and I are about to get our sweet puppy in. We've been waiting so patiently for her to be born and to come home with us. So next weekend she'll be here. But because I knew she was going to be here, I didn't want to put stuff down low and have her kind of chewing on them or peeing on them or gosh knows what else. So I kept our entire bottom shelf completely empty. Does that look amazing? No, but I am the only one really besides Dan and a few friends that we have that are seeing this day in, day out. And if someone asks, I'll tell them. But you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter that those are empty. At some point, once the puppy is trained, those will be filled again and I won't have to worry about it. But I know that the rest of my shelves are done and visually appealing to the way that I would like them. So that is what I have to say. Don't rush, take your time. If you don't have mementos, that's fine. Printing out photos is huge. Get them off of your phone and off of your computer. You don't want to have them lost. I've had that happen and lost several high school and college photos due to a hard drive that I don't want to get into, but yeah, unrecoverable photos. So now I print out my photos regularly. And I have photo albums and so many frames of things, but that is something that I like, and I like seeing and being able to see stuff and relive them. So yeah, take photos, take them off your phone, take them off your computer. That's a great way to fill up some of those mementos. And just, yeah, take some time and find stuff you really truly love or bring joy or look nice within your home before rushing. And I will post the photos at the end of a couple of examples of our bookshelves. And if you have any questions, or if you're curious about some areas in your house that you want decorated, I'm here and I'm so willing to help you. So you guys have a great day. Bye.